completely covered in cat hair. Minnie, I don't think they're going to see it. That's okay. Hi, I'm Linda. Welcome to Barlates Body Blitz Coffee Talk. I had a question about Minnie, who is sleeping right now and is not very animated at all, because in one of my garden workouts, she appeared with her little harness on. So the reason why she's on a harness outside is because when we first bought her, she was only 8 weeks old and she was about that small, maybe that small. I used to be able to hold her in one hand, and we decided to go on a camper van trip. My husband and I, we bought a camper van, which was a Ford Transit, which you could stand up in, and it was quite long wheelbase. And we did it all up ourselves, so we put a bed in there. We actually had a carpenter put in above the bed a huge storage for all of my clothes and things like that. We also put in a table with a cooker bolted to it and a gas bottle, a chair, and all the other bits and pieces that you need. No running water, no shower, no toilet, except for like this bucket system that we devised. And anyway, because we'd just gotten Minnie and she was coming with us on this 6-month camper van expedition, we decided to put her on a harness as soon as we bought her. So the reason we bought her just before the trip was because we had a previous cat that died, and so it was kind of like, I can't live without a cat, so I had to buy another one. And it was kind of bad timing, but kind of also really good timing, because she loved it, and because that was her experience from the very first moments of her life. She became very tolerant to people, to new situations, and I think that has really served her well now that she's older. So Minnie is now 7 years old, but she's still like a little princess, like a little kitten, because she is so pampered. Having the harness has been really great, because obviously while we were traveling, we travelled from Perth, which is in Western Australia, all the way around to the East Coast, or should I say from your view from Perth, all the way around to the East Coast, Gold Coast, which is where my husband originally emigrated to from the UK in 1987. So we went there to see friends, to see family, and we stopped all along the way, and we were often stopping in truck stops and places where there was a lot of people, a lot of big vehicles, and of course we couldn't take the risk that she accidentally slips out of the van and gets squashed by something. Also, there was many other dangers like dogs. There were toads, which I'm not sure if anywhere else in the world this is an issue, but in Queensland especially, there are these cane toads, and they are poisonous to pets. So if a pet licks it, then they will likely die. So we had those situations all along the way, poisonous spiders, all different things. Australia has got the top, I think, 7 or 10 most poisonous insects, animals in the world. So there was a lot to worry about. So that's why she was on a harness. So we went and everything was successful and it was great. I used to walk her along the footpath next to the beach. She used to go on the sand. It was really a great time for her, and it was a lot of fun. But when we got back, we decided to just keep her on the harness outside in the garden, because number one, the last cat died mysteriously and we don't know if it was poisoned or what happened. So we just didn't really want Minnie to jump fences and get herself into any trouble. We definitely didn't want her out at night, because that's when the most cat fights happen. And also we didn't want her eating wildlife, so having her on the harness would help that situation a bit. Let's just say some birds are very dumb, and even though she was on the harness, she did kind of get a few, but in all, I think it's been successful. So what I do is I actually have a really, really long rope tied to her harness. It's not just a lead, and it's about 3.5 meters long. And I tie that to a brick. So then I can put the brick anywhere in the garden, and she can basically roam the diameter, I think it's a diameter, you know what I mean, the length of the rope all the way around. That means she can still climb her favourite trees in the garden. I've got a big garden. She can still even sit on fences, which she's actually not supposed to do, but she does. She can sit on top of the shed roof, and we've built her little shelves so she can climb up her shelves onto the actual roof of the house. So she has a lot of freedom, even though she is tied to the harness and the brick. It's prevented a lot of issues because we actually had dogs on all three sides at one stage. One of them has recently died, but it's just better. For us, it's just better that way. It's safer. We always know where she is. She's not going to get hit by a car, and and we just like it like that. Also, it means that we can take her anywhere, and she's quite happy on the harness, so we take her to friends' places. We sometimes go to the park, and she'll climb a big tree. So she's actually very happy. So some people might say, oh, you know, you shouldn't keep your cat on a harness, it's not freedom. But I actually think it's the best thing for her. Rather than just making her a house cat, she still has the garden and wherever we take her, and it's safe because cats are not very smart at all. They're constantly getting hit by cars. My uncle had 4 cats and he lived near a main road, and they all got hit by cars, and it makes me question why didn't he put the last one on a harness. So anyway, that's the story about Minnie. And she's my fur baby, and I really love her a lot. And when she was tiny, she was so little that I could just hold her like that. She used to sleep on my pillow just in the corner, and we used to sleep and share air, and it was so sweet. And she still sleeps on my bed with me, next to my belly every single night, sometimes under the covers if it's cold. And she's very demanding. She's a complete diva, princess, and I'm definitely her slave. She wakes me up at 4 o'clock in the morning just so that she can get some crunchies because she wants a light refreshment before breakfast. So I could kind of not give in to that and just ignore her, but I found it easier just to get up, go to the bathroom, give her her snacks, go back to bed, then she comes straight back to bed. So I haven't kind of retrained that. I know it's probably my own fault then that I don't get the amount of sleep that I should be getting. But she's worth every part of her demanding personality because she gives us a lot of joy, a lot of pleasure, as pets do. And so that's a bit about Minnie. So if you have any other questions about her, about maybe how to put a cat on a harness, about anything you want to know about Minnie, Barlates, whatever it is, just write me some comments below and I will try to answer it in my up and coming coffee talks. And you're so beautiful, aren't you? Are you beautiful? Yeah. Are you gorgeous? Are you mommy's baby? Yeah. See, she tried to bite me then, because when you pat the cat, make sure you don't activate the murder mode. They can go from being very cute and very cuddly to a ferocious, fierce, ravaging animal in seconds. Okay, thanks for listening, and I hope that answered your question. And please give me a thumbs up, subscribe for free workouts, and I'll talk to you soon. So we did it, Mim. We talked about you. Yes, we did. We talked about how cute you are.